Hey there, thanks for joining me today. I've been thinking a lot about something that I really want to share with you. The fascinating and somewhat tragic story of Breland Emery, better known as GlitterForever17. If you were hanging around YouTube in the mid-2011s, chances are you've stumbled across one of her videos. Remember those super bright thumbnails, the enthusiastic
"Hey glitter critters!"
intro, and all those colorful DIY videos? Well, get comfortable, because her story is one wild ride that perfectly illustrates how YouTube fame can be both a blessing and a curse.
I'm a digital dick charmer, and today was the day that I had to schedule all of my smut pics on my bloody website.
Breland started her YouTube journey back in May 2011. She was in her early 20s then, bright-eyed and full of ambition. Like many creators of that era, she began with what was trending at the time: beauty content, hair tutorials, makeup looks, and those get ready with me videos that were just starting to gain popularity.
It's a little too springy for this cool fall day, so I think I'm gonna go for this light wash denim button-up from Forever 21. Perfect, aren't I?
What truly set Breland apart was her incredible dedication to production quality. While most small YouTubers were filming with webcams or basic digital cameras, Breland invested in professional equipment from day one. She created elaborate sets in her home, designed custom animations, and even made costumes for certain videos. This level of production was practically unheard of for smaller creators back then, especially in the increasingly crowded beauty space.
Alright, my spooky glitter critters, so this is the front of my haunted room. Now, the ceiling in the left wall and the back over there, that is all black visqueen, and I got that at Lowe's to make the entire haunted house. Me and my mom used paper clips to clip up all of this gauze. So let's start out with this little sign. I got this one at the Dollar Tree, and this little skeleton. Then of course my black boa is up here, and I wore that last year in my videos, and oh, it's a scary spider.
Her first major breakthrough came with a video about permanent makeup, which absolutely exploded with around 14 million views. Can you imagine that? Going from a few thousand views to suddenly having millions of people watching your content? That video changed everything for Breland. She began to understand what grabbed attention online, and her content started to evolve. Around 2012, there was this massive shift happening on YouTube. DIY content was absolutely exploding in popularity. Breland, being the savvy content creator that she was, recognized this trend and pivoted her channel from primarily beauty-focused to becoming a DIY powerhouse.
That way the dye doesn't seep through and stain it and mess it up. So I purchased this tie-dye kit from a local fabric store, and it comes with everything you need: dye, rubber bands, and gloves. You will definitely need a 100% cotton t-shirt, because this ensures that the dye will take to the fabric and it gives you a better result in the end.
She became widely known for creating all sorts of DIY content: life hacks, homemade erasers, food creations, gummy soap, and those wildly popular DIY EOS lip balm tutorials that were everywhere for a while. Remember those? The ones where she'd hollow out an EOS container and fill it with her own custom lip balm recipe? Those videos were getting millions of views and inspiring countless other creators.
Right now, because today we're going to be making some really fun do-it-yourself Halloween cupcakes. And look what I did in my kitchen, y'all. I completely Halloweenified my kitchen and everything, as well as my table, and I have some of my favorite candies on the table.
This era of her channel still maintained some connection to her beauty roots, which was a smart strategy. She wasn't completely abandoning what had built her audience. Instead, she expanded into more lifestyle-oriented topics while keeping that beauty connection. She started making videos about period hacks and other feminine topics, which were actually quite informative and filled a genuine need for her predominantly young female audience.
If your boobs are sore and chafing, even in your bra, try wearing these nipple pedals.
However, this period was also when we started seeing hints of where her channel was ultimately headed. Her DIYs gradually became less about practicality and more about grabbing attention. She started venturing into questionable territories with projects like making makeup out of Sharpies, which probably wasn't the safest thing to be teaching to her impressionable viewers. But here's the thing about YouTube. These more shocking videos were performing exceptionally well. They were just controversial enough to grab attention, but not so outrageous that they alienated her core audience. The production quality remained top-notch too, which helped legitimize even her most questionable DIYs. With millions of subscribers and consistently viral content, Breland started making serious money. She was actually quite open about her finances, which was refreshing when most YouTubers were pretty secretive about their earnings. She discussed earning around $50,000 per month from her channel. Yes, not annually, but monthly. Can you imagine that? That's an incredible amount, especially for someone who, by her own account, had experienced financial difficulties and even homelessness earlier in her life. Suddenly flush with cash, Breland did what many of us might do. She spent lavishly. She purchased a gorgeous lakefront mansion that she frequently showcased in her videos. This wasn't just any house. It had a theater room, multiple bedrooms, and she invested in expensive renovations. She even hired a housekeeper to maintain the property while she focused on creating content.
It's Breland here! I am so excited for this video today because I am going to be taking you inside with me, inside of my brand new lakefront home, and I'm going to be showing you a tour of my new room.
The sponsorship deals she was landing were equally impressive. She secured a partnership with a Kylie Jenner app that reportedly paid her $60,000 for a single promotion. Think about that for a second. $60,000 for what probably amounted to a few minutes of work. Life seemed perfect for Breland during this period. She was living the influencer dream. Beautiful home, financial freedom, creative fulfillment, and a dedicated audience who adored her. Her personal life seemed to be thriving too. Her longtime boyfriend David proposed during a sponsored trip to Berlin for a menstruation app, which is kind of ironic when you think about it. She shared the engagement with her audience, who were thrilled to see her happiness.
David officially proposed to me in Berlin, Germany, in Europe. There was a camera crew, there was so many amazing people there, and I wanted to share that moment with you because a lot of the influencers as well as some of my friends were filming. So you may be wondering why I was even in Germany to begin with, and the reason why I was there is because it was a sponsored trip.
And then came what many YouTubers at the time considered the ultimate validation, a collaboration with Shane Dawson. If you were on YouTube back then, you know that collaborating with Shane was basically the equivalent of being knighted in the YouTube community.
Next, I'm just popping out the great... Oh, sorry, Shane. Not really. Unfortunately, that wasn't hot wax. But guess what? We're getting to that part.
If you haven't seen that collab, it was interesting to say the least. Breland went to Shane's house and they made lip balm out of his nipples. Yes, you heard that right. This collaboration highlighted an important shift in her content. It was becoming increasingly shocking, pushing boundaries that her earlier content hadn't dared to cross. Around this time, something worrying began to happen with Breland's content. What had started as a few mildly edgy DIYs was developing into much more concerning material. She made videos with eyebrow-raising titles and themes like Cannibal Barbie, in which she pretended to be a Barbie doll who devoured her family, and a DIY costume for a pregnant Barbie with titles like Knocked Up.
What's that?
This was precisely concerning because of the disconnect between this content and her audience demographic. Though her focus was now adult themes, her aesthetic remained largely unchanged, but still employing bright colors, fun animations, and that whole cutesy vibe that appealed to younger viewers. She would occasionally include content warnings or label videos 13+, but we know that kids rarely pay attention to online age restrictions. This inconsistency left her viewers and their parents confused and increasingly concerned. Inappropriate themes were slipping in, and parents who used to trust Breland's content for their children were now questioning its appropriateness. Longtime subscribers were trying to figure out what this had to do with the DIY and beauty content that had drawn them to her in the first place. It wasn't just content evolution, but it was a fundamental shift that felt disorienting and out of alignment with the brand she had spent years creating. And the audience clearly mentions it in the script, with one commenting, "She took it way too far. I thought this was kid content." Another one added, "I thought she posted kid content. YouTube should take this down." Looking at the comments from this period tells the story. Some viewers defended her right to make whatever content she wanted, while others felt betrayed. Younger viewers were baffled by the suddenly more mature topics, and older viewers worried about how these videos might influence impressionable children. An audience clearly mentions it in script, with one commenting, "Can everyone please stop hating on Breland? Yes, this video may have gone a little far, but it's not like you have never made a mistake in your life. Would you like it if you made this and saw these comments? Seriously, if you don't like our videos, don't watch them and just unsubscribe. It's just plain rude to put people down for making a mistake. Look, she didn't kill anybody. She didn't say anything we won't learn in health class, so stop. Words hurt no matter what you tell yourself. No matter what you are told, words will always hurt, and you can't do anything about it. She doesn't deserve to be treated this way. No one does. I'm taking a stand against bullying. This is cyberbullying. The words you type will be here forever. You have no control over that, so don't act like you do. I am sick and tired of people always putting others down. I am sick and tired of all types of bullying. You know what happens when you bully someone? Here, take a piece of paper. Crumple it, rip it, make it look different. Now try to make it look normal again. You can't. This is what bullying does. 90% of people who are bullied have committed suicide. Do you want to be responsible for the suicide of someone? No, you don't. We are all human beings. Nobody is perfect. I'm not, I know that. You aren't. Breland isn't. So stop. These comments are unnecessary and mean and painful. I will leave it at that. Instead of gradually shifting our content toward an older audience or creating a separate adult-oriented channel, she appeared to be trying to have her cake and eat it too, trying to retain her young audience while simultaneously creating content they shouldn't be watching. About the same time as her content was taking this controversial turn, Breland's personal life also began feeding her videos. After a 10-year relationship, she announced the end of her engagement to David. This was a surprise to many followers who had celebrated their engagement just a short while earlier.
And I don't want to blast everything out on the internet because I have respect for David, his family. So I really hope that y'all understand that. But now I am gonna go ahead and make this video and explain to you what happened, because we broke up. The engagement is off. By the way, a lot of you guys were asking if I was married. No, I have never been married. Me and him were together for 10 years and a few months. I basically grew up with him. We were kids when we got together. I met him on Yahoo Messenger. I'm pretty sure a lot of you who are young.
In her breakup video, Breland explained that she hadn't truly been happy during their relationship and couldn't picture herself married to David. What struck many viewers as strange was her apparent lack of emotion when discussing the end of a decade-long relationship. We had been living separate lives for quite some time, sleeping in different rooms, and in general avoiding one another, all while still making all of our content together and planning a wedding, she said.
Even want to spend any time with him whatsoever. Like, I wouldn't even want to watch TV with him or sleep with him at night. Towards the end of our relationship, that's when it happened. I literally stopped sleeping in the same bedroom with him. I knew then and there that, you know, this just couldn't go on. I couldn't live my life like this. So what happened was I didn't even have to tell David, and he was asking me, like, so what's going on? And that's when I told him. I told him everything that I just told y'all.
I don't know what was happening in their relationship behind the scenes. Breakups are hard and people handle emotions differently, especially in public. But her approach to announcing this major life change struck many viewers as cold and calculated, like she was discussing a minor inconvenience rather than the end of a 10-year relationship. Her audience was not impressed. Comments called her out for wasting a decade of David's life, saying she had no idea what love was. One comment that really resonated was, "Real love is not about the spark in the beginning of every romantic relationship. Real love is caring for that one that you wish to be with and even live with forever. Once the spark leaves, the real deal begins. I honestly cannot believe how you can end a 10-year relationship just because the spark left. You said he's a great guy and that he's the best boyfriend. Then why leave someone you know is a great person? Being in love isn't always about the spark." This breakup video changed how her audience viewed her. The parasocial relationship many viewers had developed with Breland was damaged and trust eroded. They had followed her building a life with David over the years, had celebrated their milestones, and had emotionally invested in their story. That abrupt, emotionless closure felt inauthentic to many, even manipulative. The skepticism around Breland's character following her breakup with David on October 3rd, 2020 was only the beginning. A very short time after, and I mean very short, Breland shocked her audience again when she married a man her YouTube audience knew as Slava, who at the time was self-identifying as gay in his own content. This quick turnaround raised eyebrows, particularly when internet detectives discovered that Slava had deleted videos discussing his sexuality after marrying Breland. The marriage quickly became central to her content, with provocative clickbait titles like, "What's in my husband's makeup bag? You won't believe what I found. Wife takes half-gay husband to the gay club," and "My husband and I try on the same swimsuits." For many viewers, Slava's presence in these videos felt exploitative, as if she was monetizing his sexuality for views. Much of the audience's sympathy went to David, who'd been Breland's partner for a decade, only to watch her leap into a new marriage virtually right after their breakup. Rumors regarding Slava's immigration status began to circulate, with viewers questioning whether this was a 90-day fiancé scenario. We'll never know the truth, but it certainly colored how viewers perceived the situation. One audience commented, "My heart goes out to David. His fiancée of 10 years left him and instantly jumped into a new relationship. I can't imagine how torn he must be." Then came perhaps the most controversial chapter in Breland's content evolution, the fake pregnancy scandal. In back-to-back videos, Breland and Slava claimed she was pregnant, said the baby would be the second coming of Jesus, and discussed abortion with their young viewers. They also filmed videos where Slava acted like a drunk and disabled person. These videos crossed a line for many of her remaining loyal viewers, who found the content not merely distasteful but potentially harmful. The fake pregnancy videos were particularly controversial since pregnancy is something many people struggle to achieve. The reality of infertility, pregnancy loss, and the challenges of building a family are deeply personal struggles for many women. Fabricating a pregnancy for views was incredibly insensitive to these experiences. Similarly, making fun of disabilities and alcohol abuse for comedy showed a disturbing lack of empathy.
Ever want to be pregnant again for a really long time because I'm Barbie and I'm perfect like that.
It all seemed to coincide with a time when Breland was willing to do almost anything for views, regardless of who it might hurt or what values it compromised. The disconnect between the bubbly DIY queen who had built her channel and this new controversy-seeking persona was jarring. For many longtime subscribers, it was the last straw, prompting them to unsubscribe and end their parasocial relationship with the once beloved GlitterForever17. Remember when Breland was pulling millions of views per video? Well, those numbers suddenly crashed to mere tens of thousands, and her response? She made what only can be described as a calculated, last-ditch effort. She jumped onto YouNow, a live streaming platform that was trending at the time, desperately searching for a new income stream. But here's where things get really disturbing. She started faking mental illness on her streams, taking a page from controversial creators like Trisha Paytas, who completely flipped her persona from bubbly DIY enthusiast to someone erratic and aggressive.
You may remember these live streams of me dancing around like a crazy person, drinking vodka, saying all kinds of profanities. And now that I look back, I cringe so hard, I want to put my head into a hole and explode my head, which I'm pretty sure other people would like to do the same if you've seen these YouNow broadcasts.
I mean, who does that? During these streams, she would literally tell viewers to sit on this and spin, flip the middle finger to the camera, and use language that would make a sailor blush. She dressed provocatively and engaged in shocking behavior that made her YouNow's top streamer. Later, she admitted to making about $10,000 from this elaborate scheme. But let's talk about what this really meant. This wasn't just alienating her audience, it was actively insulting them. The very same glitter critters who had supported her for years, who'd helped build her brand and gotten her to financial success, were now being cursed at and belittled. Even more disturbing is how these streams stigmatized mental illness, turning it into shock entertainment instead of treating it as a serious health condition. Just think about that for a second. Just imagine being a young fan who had followed Breland for years, maybe made her DIYs or been inspired by her creativity, suddenly seeing their favorite creator behaving this way. The confusion and hurt must have been devastating. These weren't just faceless viewers, they were real people who had invested time and emotional energy into supporting her, After this bizarre YouNow phase, Breland completely disappeared for about 2 months. When she finally returned to YouTube, she tried to pick up as if nothing had happened. But her audience wasn't having it. There was an elephant in the room that needed addressing.
My home. I even had to sell my boat. The poor boat. And I sold it for cheap. I sold it for like half of what it was worth. And basically, I was trying to keep up with my house payments. And the reason I couldn't was because I kept having to dish out more and more money into this house. And this house, it was just a money guzzler. I'm talking not only the house note, the house itself was having plumbing problems. And since I was the owner, it was up to me to have to pay for these plumbers to come out multiple times. And at this point, I was already super low on money due to multiple things.
Eventually, she filmed a confession video explaining her actions. She revealed that YouTube had been her primary income for years, and she panicked when her views plummeted. With family members relying on her financially, she felt enormous pressure to keep bringing in money. Her YouTube algorithm troubles had cut her views to just 10 to 15% of previous numbers, a devastating hit to her earnings. In her confession, she admitted the YouNow antics were part of a calculated plan to be as outrageous and insane and crazy as possible to make quick cash. She needed money for her mortgage and bills, and while the stunt generated about $10,000, it came at a tremendous cost to her reputation and career.
We'll get there. Yeah, definitely watch that other ASMR video about my gay husband if you are like, it just goes right over your head and you're just like, what the fuck? So, yeah, that's my argument against it. And I never in a million years thought that what I did would be twisted into me faking a mental illness, you know? Because at the time, I mean, I wouldn't have never wanted to make fun of mental illness because I'm a psycho myself, so why would I make fun of other psychos? You know, it's like we're all mentally ill together. Let's all get together and celebrate our mental illness. Kumbaya. So, that's my argument with this whole situation. Did I fake a mental illness? The short answer, absolutely not. I was just trying to act drunk. And I guess being mentally ill and drunk are kind of similar.
Despite making enough from YouNow to pay immediate bills, she still ended up losing her house. In June 2019, she posted a home foreclosure tour showing the lakefront mansion she was about to lose. The home, once listed at $900,000, fell to $335,000, a painful drop, especially after all the costly renovations she had done. Her YouTube career, built over nearly a decade, was in ruins. Her reputation was severely damaged, her viewership had plummeted, and now she was homeless. It's a harsh reminder of how quickly internet fame and fortune can disappear, and how decisions made out of desperation can haunt you forever. Breland tried rebranding with a new channel called simply Breland in late 2019. She appeared to be distancing herself from the GlitterForever17 persona, trying to create something more authentic. She experimented with all sorts of different content like true crime, mukbangs, tutorials, vlogs, but nothing stuck with viewers.
I wanted to do something different in this video, and that is talk to you about some missing children's cases from all around the world. Let me know in the comments what you think happened to each child, because unfortunately not a trace of them has ever been found. Remember to subscribe and become part of the occult. Don't forget to like the video and follow me on Instagram and TikTok. So let's
get into it. The first delicious fur burgers. It's Breland here. So yeah, I don't know if you've ever heard of this Crystal Tavern place. I looked it up and it seems as though it's a southern burger chain. They sell burgers, fries, chili dogs, chicken wings, and corn dogs. So it's all like a greasy spoon. I swear, I've never heard of this in my entire life. They have Crystal Taverns. One is in Slidell here in Louisiana. There's 2 in Louisiana. There's like 40 of them in Mississippi. There's some in Alabama, Georgia, Tennessee, North Carolina, or South Carolina. Let me know if you've ever tried it before, because I swear I've lived in the South my whole life, born and bred, never heard of Crystal Tavern. So here are the sliders. They are so cute. Did I even mention their sliders? I'm sure you saw from the thumbnail. But look, this is them. This is the cute little fry container. All of it is so like truck stop looking. So here are the fries. They just look like your usual American French fries. And here's a cute little fry container. It looks like the one on my shirt. And here's a close-up of the burgers. Looks so good, doesn't it? So these are the single cheeseburgers. Look at that. Let's see, I don't think there's anything else on it. Oh, there's some sort of sauce. Or is that cheese? Honestly, I don't care. I'm just hungry. Oh my God. Tastes just like the White Castle burgers. Fries are bomb. It like melts in your mouth. Look at that. Oh. It's so creamy. Giggity. It's so freaking good. I have such devastating news. Like for me, not for you. So, you know how I went viral on TikTok? And I got my TikTok built up to 100K. Yeah. After 100K, they offer you the creator fund, which means you can make some revenue off of your videos. Well, I was so excited to get it. They accepted me, and I posted some bad videos, which I shouldn't have, I'm gonna be honest. But I didn't think they'd be against the terms of service because they were more like suggestive, I guess, or like they could be and then they could not be like, ooh, I love it when you touch my berry or something like that, you know? Oh, and they took it away. They banned me from the creator fund, and I was making I made like $500 in like 10 days.
The trust she had broken was nearly impossible to rebuild. Even people willing to give her another chance were confused by her constantly shifting content, which now felt like desperate trend chasing rather than something she was passionate about. Without a clear identity, the channel failed to gain traction. With finances still spiraling and diminished YouTube income, Breland turned to OnlyFans as an alternative revenue stream. She reportedly earned $20,000 in her first month, with decreasing returns later. In a 2023 Vice interview, she described OnlyFans as the unwanted gift that keeps on giving, suggesting she felt trapped in this career path, the opposite of someone who knows they're on the right track.
Starting OnlyFans
and as I got deeper and deeper into, no pun intended, into OnlyFans, I noticed that I needed to buy some new products, and I also wanted like quicker ways to do things. I scoured the internet to find like certain products. People see the down there region, they're seeing it really up close. So you want to make sure that it's looking nice. So you don't want to look like you have diarrhea or some shit. Also wanted to mention, if you're interested in becoming an OnlyFans creator, you can use my referral code. It's in the description below.
Around this time, Breland gave a revealing interview with Lucas Cruikshank, Fred, where she confessed that her Hey Glitter Critters persona had been a total persona and all just a fake. The strain of maintaining this perfect, flawless character for years had severely impacted her mental health. Here we finally saw glimpses of the actual person behind the character, someone struggling with the demands of internet celebrity. In the Vice interview, Breland also disclosed struggles with substance abuse, saying she'd spent around $50,000 on substances during her relationship with Slava. She claimed these substances helped detach her from the feelings associated with losing YouTube views and subscribers. While this might explain some of her erratic behavior, it doesn't excuse the harm caused by her mockery of mental illness during her YouNow phase. These revelations paint a picture of someone grappling with serious personal challenges while trying to maintain a perfect online facade. The growing gap between her real life and online persona had become unsustainable, ultimately destroying both. Bizarrely, Breland experienced a revival on TikTok, isn't that weird? Where videos about her gay husband went viral, some hitting astonishing views. Recognizing this demand, she even sold My Gay Husband the full story for $1.99 on her TikTok shop.
This is my gay husband doing his everyday makeup routine. I recently got him a new Anastasia Beverly Hills brow pencil for his birthday, and this is the first time he's ever used it. What do you think?
It's really pigmented. I love that. I feel rich. I feel fancy.
So is this your everyday brow routine?
Yes. I don't leave my house without makeup.
You already applied your foundation.
Yeah, everything is on. Just my brows were left. I'm just trying to make it more even. Yeah, I think that's good, right?
I think they look good.
Thank you. Period. Periods.
Yes.
What is periods?
Periods. Like,
Period.
like, yeah. That's how you have to do it.
Brow gel. So they don't move anywhere. Let's do that.
Get close to that again.
I don't want to.
Do it.
We don't want to see it too close.
Why?
Because I look old.
You don't look old.
I'm old. I'm 30.
You look at least 25.
At least? So you think I look older?
Yeah.
Yeah.
In these videos and follow-ups, Breland claimed she didn't know Slava was gay when they married and remained in denial for some time. Slava discussed his own internalized homophobia, saying if he could choose not to be gay, he would, because he genuinely wanted to love Breland and start a family with her. It's a complex situation, and I'm not here to attack anyone's sexual orientation or relationships, but the way this deeply personal family story was monetized raises serious ethical concerns about valuing views over genuine content.
Do you ever wish you and your wife could be romantically in love again? Honestly, yes. Me and my wife Breland, you might know her from TikTok as GlitterForever17. We're still married and we still are a family, but I am gay. So it's kind of a problem here a little bit. Honestly, I think me and my wife, we make like a perfect couple. We have the same sense of humor. We like the same things. We're like can legit spend 24 hours together and we still have something to talk about. It's crazy. Like even to this day, I go on lunch, I call her. I go to the club in West Hollywood. I call her while I'm on my way there. I would even call her while I was at the club, but it's too loud. So we're like super close. The only issue is that I don't want to eat that pussy. As you guys know, I used to eat that cat, and I ate that cat like a lot, like on all sorts of different continents. And I do wish I was still hungry for that cat. But unfortunately, I realized I was a homosexual. If I could choose, I would never be attracted to a man. Right? Because like women are so much prettier, they smell nicer, they're just nicer in general. But you know, yeah.
Eventually, Breland abandoned this controversial content too, seemingly realizing there's no sustainable long-term career built on controversy. She switched to less flashy videos, including Dollar Tree hauls and lifestyle content. These get far fewer views than her controversial content, but seem more aligned with who she actually is today.
You will not believe this. I am at my town's other Dollar Tree.
Where are we going again?
We're going to another Dollar Tree, not the same Dollar Tree that I always go to.
Is that what you people do here for fun?
Yes, we gotta hit up all the Dollar Trees and Walmarts. Oh my goodness. This place is so old looking. I feel like I'm in the 1960s or something in this building.
Damn, that's like when you were born, right?
Shut up. These dog treats that look like candy. So these are dog stoppers, like gob stoppers, and then this here is pup tarts, like Pop Tarts. Look at their Stanley cups. Look how big that is. That is unhealthy to drink that much water.
No, it is. That's a good amount.
No, it isn't. So I found this book at this one. I don't have this book. I have all the others. But it's very cute.
I like this.
You would.
Her current YouTube presence is a shadow of her former glory. Her original channel has 2.99 million subscribers, but videos only get a few thousand views each, a classic example of the gap between subscriber numbers and actual engagement. Her content has moved dramatically away from the DIY and beauty videos that first built her audience, shifting toward more adult-oriented content. The rise and fall of Breland from viral DIY queen to polarizing figure is one of the best cautionary tales of internet fame. As she herself put it, you get that mindset of, oh my gosh, I'm invincible. I'll always have this money coming in. It's going to end eventually. Nothing lasts forever.
All of the pom-poms onto a notebook. Now, I know this notebook was pretty cute already, but this was all that I had. So if you have a plain notebook, this is a great way to spice it up.
Her story reminds us that internet fame can vanish as quickly as it happens. Algorithms constantly change, trends shift overnight, and audiences move on to the next creator at alarming speed. Breland's downfall teaches us the importance of creating something lasting, not just chasing views at all costs. When she prioritized shock value over authenticity, people felt it. And that disconnect ultimately contributed to her downfall. Breland's experience also highlights the critical need for financial literacy among sudden internet stars. Most creators receive substantial money all at once without any financial education or mentorship. Breland's purchase of an unaffordable mansion is a common trap even professionals fall into. When you've never had money and suddenly earn 5 or 6 figures monthly, it's easy to believe that's permanent. But content creation is inherently unstable, and creators must prepare for inevitable downturns.
Here, I can read, play on my phone, whatever I want to do. I can even edit videos here. And these are my flowers that fell on the floor. I'm sorry about that. I also have like my little vintage fan here. I wanted a fan for my room that actually looked cute because I always have to have a fan to sleep with. This is my little swan lamp and it has like the bronze top on it. I'm pretty sure you've seen that in some of my videos. Got my Bath & Body Works vanilla pumpkin marshmallow candle here. And then I put like these really cute serving trays. I got these on allmodern.com and it has like the mirror bottom. I love these poofs. They look so good next to a chair or just by themselves, like with a serving tray or pillows on them. Absolutely love them. Oh gosh. I'm an idiot. So this is
The toll on Breland's mental health can't be overlooked either. The pressure to constantly perform, maintain appearances, and handle public opinion is immense. There's little worse than producing content completely disconnected from your values just to stay relevant. As Breland confessed to Fred, maintaining a persona for years had become exhausting and ultimately unsustainable. Perhaps the most powerful lesson comes from Breland herself. Money is not worth your integrity, your morals, or the person that you are. By the time she understood this truth, most of the damage had been done. While her shock tactics provided temporary financial relief, the long-term cost to her reputation and career was devastating. Remember that YouTube creators are just people. There are no special qualifications or training required to upload videos. Creators navigate by trial and error, often without guidance for their sudden fame. Their mistakes play out publicly and can echo for years afterward. This doesn't excuse harmful behavior, but helps explain how situations like this develop. Looking at Breland's story evokes mixed emotions and sadness for her career trajectory, frustration at some of her harmful content, and perhaps sympathy for someone who struggled with internet stardom and made terrible mistakes because of it. Was Breland faking mental illness during her YouNow days, or experiencing genuine mental health issues? Her accounts have changed over time, and we can only evaluate based on what she's made public. For creators who spend years living partially fictional lives online, the line between performance and reality often blurs. Her story warns that without preparation, pursuing views and money at the expense of integrity can become an inescapable trap. Authenticity is the only thing that withstands social media's fleeting nature. The creators who achieve lasting success are those who evolve while staying true to their core values.
Hi Glitter Critters, it's Breland here.
What do you think of Breland's story? Did you watch her videos back in the day? Have you followed her journey throughout the years? The cautionary tale of GlitterForever17 teaches us all that integrity matters in the era of internet fame, though sadly, some people learn this lesson the hard way. Thanks so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time.